All right, so we're in the shop today. I'm going to explain to you why boats leak, when they leak, how to fix it, and why covering stuff in duct tape is silly. And I don't know, for some people it seems to be a fashion statement. Shockingly, especially people who aren't paying full price for their boats. If you're a sponsored paddler, why would you cover your company's stuff in tape? So starting at the beginning, if you have water in your boat, it is probably from one of two things. A, your skirt. Every time you get in and out, you are going to drag a certain amount of water in and out with your shoes. But way, way down the road in the scale of likelihoods is a leaking bolt. Now, some people just start by slapping duct tape on the side of their boat. You usually accomplish nothing and hear these people going saying, I don't know where it's coming from. It was your skirt. Now, there are a few reasons why a bolt hole might leak. Here, we have a decent example. So this was drilled 20 years ago. It is still around. This side, though, for whatever reason, is actually off round. That could have been a incorrect drill. In the case of seat bolts, the seat sliding around and the threads of the bolt will actually saw the hole to oblong, and that can ultimately help it leak. Really, though, what the problem is you can actually see the indent where there was a washer, right? That washer has probably broken down as it was wobbling around. Now, old school washer setups looked like this. You had a large rubber washer stacked under a metal washer, and the pressure created a gasket seal. So essentially, there's so much pinch force there that the water cannot defeat that to come in. These gaskets were effective, but they were sort of high profile. They had a tendency to decay, and they really could kind of wander off on you and compress over time. The modern ones that come in new boats are actually joined and glued to the washer itself. Gives a much nicer seal. They're thinner, and they just do a better job in general. So if you haven't picked up what I'm saying yet, the simplest trick is tighten everything down. If the boat was assembled warm, the plastic could have shrunk, stuff could have moved. Maybe some assemblers just don't make it tight because they expect you to move everything again. Who knows? Just tighten everything now and again. It will make it drier. Now, if for some reason things keep loosening up, what you can do is replace the nuts inside with these. These are lock washers. That little white thing is a piece of nylon, and it will keep the screw once set from ever loosening again, but it's not bonded or something. So if you actually put a screwdriver in and loosened, you can still have adjustability. And again, all modern boats come with these. It's really only the old school stuff or the cheaply manufactured stuff where they wouldn't have spent the extra couple cents. Now, for some of you, I've still lost you. That's fine. Check this out. So here we have some basic options straight out of Walmart for silicone. So this is from the boat area. This is from hardware. If you're going to do a couple other things, this was 10 bucks. If not, you could roadside use this. You can find this stuff anywhere you get hardware. You could even go to an automotive place and find clear silicone. Use clear, thank me later. Now, the basic philosophy here is simple. If your stuff really is loose, really is leaking, just back each bolt out a tiny bit, squirt some silicone underneath the washer, and tighten it back down again. Clean up with a rag, you're done. Your boat does not leak. It was your skirt. Pull the screw up a tiny bit, silicone underneath, and tighten. That's all it takes. Once that cures, it is good for the next 20 years. Make sure before you start with silicone that everything is clean, everything is dry. Finish off by wiping the excess away. This is not, your grandpa's old funny, bigger the glob, better the job. My grandpa was German, something about the early worm told me to get my shit together. Clean it up, make it go away. No one will ever know you even had this leak. Just make sure you let it cure overnight. You'll be set in the morning. Last thing, it is not coming through your grab handles, okay? It's only going through the bolts that actually penetrate through. Typically, that's your seat, that's your foot adjustments, and maybe your thigh hooks. Anything with a grab handle is probably encased in plastic on the inside and totally dry, so don't waste your time. All right, so throw that in the garbage. Close enough.